Welcome back, everybody. It's Carnivore Casey here, Casey on Tap podcast. Absolutely thrilled to be back with you today, day 39. Since I took the plunge into this beautiful carnivore diet experience, of course, I'm here to update you with all the incredible changes that I've experienced. Trust me, the positive momentum that I'm feeling and have felt since making this decision has been nothing short of extraordinary. I know I have many of you commenting on my YouTube page, on the podcast, texting, etc., wanting to know more, feel the momentum. I feel a lot of you dipping your toe in, and I'm going to share the best that I possibly can, as per usual. For those of you who've been following along the last few weeks that I've really gotten into this, you know that taking this step, as simple as it sounds, was far from an easy one. Everything I'd been taught, everything you've likely been taught about nutrition and health, told me to eat a wide variety of foods, especially fruits, vegetables, grains, right? So when I decided to go against all of that and adopt the carnivore diet, fear, skepticism, doubt from others, and more powerfully, more potently, from within myself, right between these ears. Boy, I tell you, it was really something very real. What I didn't expect, all right, a lot of you can relate to this. I did not expect, I did not believe, I didn't understand how deeply ingrained my addiction to sugar and processed foods had become. It's funny looking at it now, right? Just like alcohol, putting alcohol down, looking at it now. I always thought it was everybody else. You know, I eat healthy. I'm healthy. That sugar stuff, the addiction stuff, processed foods. I mean, they're not talking about me, right? I mean, comes alcohol. I drink like a normal person, right? Okay. It's hilarious. The stone cold lies our brain will absolutely convince itself of to keep us on our current path. So started the carnivore diet, and I started to really recognize this. The cravings, the emotional attachment to food, the need for a quick energy spike from sugar, right? Caffeine, whatever. It was part of my life, and a big part that I had, frankly, taken for granted. But as soon as I started this carnivore journey, very shortly after, I realized that breaking free was going to be just as important as changing what I was eating. In other words, again, the focus on the psychological breakthrough. More important as the physical eating. Can't do this part without this part. You can't make lasting change until you're willing to confront the patterns that are holding you back. It's easy to see everybody else's patterns, isn't it? Are you one of those? Are you one of those that is constantly reminding people in your life as to what they're doing wrong, how they're doing it wrong, why they're doing it wrong? I mean, just a high-powered laser focus and precision when it comes to putting other people under the microscope and examining. I often find that those people have a hell of a time putting themselves under that same microscope. Sound familiar? The journey has been about much more than just cutting out sugar and processed foods, as I just said. You must first break free from a cycle that, frankly, became invisible. You didn't realize I was in the fog. Okay? And it was slowly draining my health and my energy. And you just kind of keep going along with it. Now I'm 38 full days in. This is my 39th day. I can say with confidence, with absolute confidence, that it's been transformative. Transformative on so many levels, and one of the best decisions I've ever made. It's incredible. Turns out that food is thy medicine and medicine is thy food. Who knew? Well, Thoreau knew. A lot of people know. But we just don't actually think it applies to us. Now, a lot of people lot of folks, especially since starting talking about the carnivore diet and of course, always with the alcohol, are curious. They ask great questions. In a few moments, I'm going to share 5 key changes, 5 very real changes that I've personally experienced since adopting this particular diet. I'm going to talk about how the journey has been just as much about mental clarity and breaking free from the food addiction as it has been about physical health. Most people focus on, right, the quantifiable, the tangible, they can see things. Big time changes up here. Okay. Also, going to remind everybody of the fear. I was petrified, scared to death, like a little baby running around the grocery store starting this. I will talk about fear. Most people just don't want to talk about fear. I'm afraid. I'm scared. My brain is telling me not to do something. I want to be safe. Okay. No matter how detrimental that safety might be. So the fear, the apprehension, right? My panic, my fight or flight almost held me back from even doing this. I had to convince myself, I had to, tell myself, all right, we're just going to do it for 30 days. Then just relax. You can do it for 30 days. That's what I had to tell myself to start. Now the mindset's much, much different. I'm well past 30 days. And the goal is to make it at least a year, right? That's the goal. So trusting myself in spite of that fear completely shifted my life in a massively positive trajectory. And that applies to so many things that we're all afraid to break free from. The stone cold, bottom line, harsh reality, the truth is this. When I first started considering the carnivore diet, I just didn't realize how much of my life was being controlled by processed foods and sugar and the things. I recently heard a doctor say that there's somewhere around 70 different words in the English language that mean sugar. So when you're eating these sugar-free things, and in reality, there's a lot of different ways to have sugar. Never in a million years did I think that I was one of the ones everybody was talking about, right? I'd heard all the information, just like everybody else, about how sugar, processed foods are horrible for you, yada, yada, yada. I knew the risks, common knowledge, right? But, I always thought, well, that's not me. See how you could apply this to different things in life? It's not me. They're talking about other people that are just wolfing down Snickers bars and big gulp slushies and, double stuffed Oreos and giant bags of jelly beans all day. That's what they're talking about. Not a protein bar here and there, not sugar-free energy drinks, not, pretzels. Okay, this stuff, no, I'm fine. I can handle it, clearly. But it was me. That's the stone cold truth. Turned out, every time I was passing that cereal aisle, I'd catch sight of the Fruit Loops, the Lucky Charms, Oreo cookies. You're just like, oh, look at the colors, look at the fun. Your brain's going, oh, fun, delicious, taste, fruity. Who the hell doesn't like a damn bowl of Fruity Pebbles now? Come on. You whip those Fruity Pebbles up into some Rice Krispie treats, put the Fruity Pebble treats, bake them up, get them out of the oven. You start nibbling on them. Yeah, I love these Fruity Pebble treats. These are delicious. You know how it goes. Let me tell you, it's not just a passing thought either, right? But your mind's like, hey, I kind of need this. You kind of need this when you're the grocery. A little treat here. Just one more bite. I deserve it. It's like you're not even in control, right? A little chocolate over here, a little something over there. Energy drinks for me, that same feeling. As a matter of fact, that's probably my biggest pull. That for whatever reason, the flavor, the taste, you think it's zero sugar, caffeine, right? But the truth is, I had no idea how much these things all had a hold on me until I started the carnivore diet and just stripped it all away. Holy cow. Once I committed to cutting all that out, the cravings at first, you're like, what the hell? This is wild. That's the beauty of it. When you realize it's not just about what you're eating, it's that the first thing you got to break through is that psychological crutch. That takes a couple days. but your brain will rewire. But man, it's powerful. And that's the breakthrough. Okay. Wanting sugar or processed foods is not just weakness. Okay. It's not just a lack of willpower. Something far deeper, folks. And that's the thing you got to, instead of beating yourself up and looking in the mirror going, oh, I just don't have the willpower. No, it's deeper than that. It's in all of us. It's a habitual coping mechanism developed over years. Something used for energy, something used for comfort, emotional stability. We've all done it for years. Here's the thing. You're on a very crowded island. Everyone around us, especially in America, this Western diet, there's an addiction there. People don't even realize it. And if you are pushing back on me, laughing right now, strip it away. Eat nothing but red meat, chicken, pork, bacon, cheese, and water. You'll find out real quick. So breaking free is where the real change happens. Now, my 39th day, and I feel like a completely different person. I'm not exaggerating. It's wild. I no longer feel controlled by those cravings, not even close. I do not need sugar to get through my day. I've seen firsthand how incredibly empowering it feels to break free again, once from alcohol, now from this. It's incredibly empowering to feel the discipline and to feel like you're in control. 5 specific key changes for those of you who, once again, understand I am not a doctor. I'm not telling you to do this. Okay? Talk to your own physicians. Talk to yourself. These are my experiences. 5 quick ones, but very, very powerful. Number 1, deep, more restorative sleep. Just this morning, I woke up. It's like, again, it's just incredible. I wake up, feel incredibly refreshed. I feel like I slept very, very deeply. I never, ever used to feel like this. Never. I've struggled with sleep so bad. But when I'm asleep and I look at my Apple Watch in the morning, it's just like I'm in a coma. It's so, so amazing. This alone has been beyond worth it for me. I don't wake up frequently. I feel fully rested now. I sleep soundly through the night, genuinely refreshed. And the bottom line is I've just never felt more well-rested throughout the day. Okay. Number 2, you want to talk about weight loss? How about I'm down 14.8 pounds. My body is now in a state of perpetual ketosis. And you don't have to be a rocket scientist. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand this. I don't have carbs or sugar or processed foods in my body anymore. So the human body wants to use fat as its primary energy source. And when your body starts using fat as its energy source, it's a different energy. Your focus, your productivity, your energy, it's really, really hard to explain unless you try this, unless you do this. It doesn't use glucose or carbohydrates. It's using fat, the fat that you're eating with protein and your stored body fat. That's how you're losing the weight. Okay. I've shed almost 15 pounds. Haven't even tried. I'm eating delicious food whenever I'm hungry. I'm never hungry. Right. This is not a diet that you have to starve yourself. It's the opposite. Actually, you eat and you're incredibly satiated because you don't realize how satiated you can be by just eating meat and fat. We're used to eating things that make our insulin spike and our triglycerides spike and our sugar spike, and we get hunger signals that are all whacked out, and we need more. It's really, really something. I really don't know how to explain it other than just feeling your digestion, your bowel movements. I feel leaner, stronger, more confident, of course, and your clothes fit better, all the things that come with it. It feels great. Number 3, the mental clarity. Okay. The brain fog, the feeling lethargic from not getting good sleep, having a mind that's cloudy, especially in the afternoons. You need that caffeine push. Now my mind is clear, it's sharp, it's focused. I've had 4 cups of coffee. It's not saying that you can't have it. You can drink coffee if you need to drink coffee. Obviously, coffee black. You don't want to put sugary creamers in it. I just haven't felt the need. I mean, sometimes I want the delicious taste of the warm beverage, but you don't feel like you need the caffeine. At least I don't anyway. It's just no longer clouded by the haze of sugar crashes and processed food. It's really the only way to describe it. Number 4, I touched on it before, stable, sustained energy. Gone are the days of relying on snacks and caffeine to keep me going in the afternoon, right? My energy is consistent throughout the day, just very consistent. No longer experience the sharp peaks and valleys with the carb-heavy meals. I don't feel like, oh, whoa, I need a nap. Never. Energized, focused, no crashes. Number 5, stronger discipline and willpower. Committing to this diet and implementing it, executing it has tested my discipline, and it's strengthened it. The more I've committed to this, the more discipline I've actually applied in other areas of my life. It's amazing how this works. It's a sense of control that most of us haven't experienced in a very long time. You are absolutely in control. You are not a slave. You are not controlled by anything, any substance that's sitting on a shelf, whether it be alcohol or sugary snacks or energy drinks. Those don't control you. It's an amazing feeling of empowerment, and it carries on into every aspect of my daily routine. It's pretty awesome. But none of the changes would have been possible if I didn't look in the mirror and just call it what it was. You got a freaking addiction to sugar, boy. I mean, that's a straight up stone cold truth. Like, what the hell? Recently, I had a conversation with a close friend who was just straight up lying to themselves about being deceitful to their significant other. It's amazing. They insist on saying they're just holding back instead of lying. It's a stone cold lie, but they don't want to say they're lying. I mean, God forbid. No, I'm just holding back. Okay. After a few attempts, they came up to me to talk about it because obviously there's guilt. I just laughed and said, well, okay, dress it up any way you'd like. Tell the story any way you'd like. Just don't let the facts get in the way of your story. That's not my issue. If you want to resolve it, you look in the mirror, you take the medicine, you feel the sting, and you say, you understand. It's a lie. I'm lying. I am lying. Then you can move forward with healthy improvements. If you don't face the lies, well, how on earth can we ever find proper solutions? Well, the stair right there's not broken. It could be anything. Well, is it the stair that's broken? Because I want to come fix the stair. Well, it could be. It could be a lot of things. Okay, well, I'm looking at this giant hole in the staircase. I want to fix that stair. Well, I think it might. Well, could be a wall. Could be the floor leading up. Okay. Until you pinpoint exactly what's going on, how on earth could we ever diagnose proper, healthy path forward? You can't. So if you're thinking about making a big change in your life, carnivore diet, you want to lose weight, you want to feel better, you want to put alcohol down for all the reasons to put alcohol down. Okay. The power to change, remember, folks, it's always in your hands. Fear, doubt, addiction, all things that we confront and overcome. The path, is it going to be easy? Of course not. But if you trust yourself and just take one step at a time, oh boy, do you become empowered? Do you become stronger? It becomes way easier, and the rewards are beyond worth it. Your path is yours to walk. I see this all the time, and it breaks my heart. Don't let anyone else's opinions, judgments, and I know how hard this is. It is very, very challenging. I get it. But anything that's challenging is worth working on. Other people's opinions, judgments, doubts, they hold us back, right? They hold us back from living the life you're meant to live. Somehow we got to find a way to take control, to trust ourselves, and to break free from what's holding you back. Here's an example of the fibs we might tell ourselves. If we don't truly look in the mirror and understand, yes, the opinions of my father or my mother or my sister or my brother or my friends are actually dictating the direction in which the boat of my life is heading down this beautiful river, well, then how can we ever break free from that? If we're ambiguous about it, like, well, I mean, not really. And when in reality, it's true. You can't take the oars if you don't understand other people are holding them. My job is to come here to tell you that the best version of you is absolutely within reach. Whatever you're struggling with, whatever it is internally that's just gnawing away at you. Maybe it's been gnawing away for 50 years, 40 years, 70 years, 25 years. It doesn't matter because you're still here, baby. You're still here. You just have to be willing to switch direction and start walking the path. Let's make it happen together, shall we? Because no one ever wants to be alone. Let's flip the script. That's the phrase of the day today. We're going to flip the script. Remembering the power of what? Choice. The power of what? Decisions. Flipping the script. The power of choosing and the power of making decisions. Let's challenge the limitations placed on us by what? Society? Yes, by others. Most importantly, the limitations placed on ourselves. At any given moment, it's another chance to turn it all around. Okay, you have the power. I'm not being vague and trite and motivational, like, oh, you got this, fist pump. I mean, literally, you can literally redefine who you are, what you stand for, and how you live right now. But most people don't, do they? They stay stuck. People stay stuck in their old habits, stuck in their past failures, stuck in the fear of what other people will think, stuck in the things that other people have told them about themselves. Worst thing of all, they tell themselves they have no choice, that they're trapped by these circumstances. The only difference between you and the person who is thriving, disciplined, and living a life of purpose is not luck. It's not talent. It's not genetics. It's standards. It's the standards that they choose to hold for themselves in their life. It's discipline. It's the power of saying, not today. Whatever it is that you are tired of taking, not today. Whatever it is, it's holding you back, not today. The standards you set for yourself dictate everything. Your health, your success, your relationships, your discipline. Even more importantly, the ability to control your emotional state. Your ability to choose how you respond is the ultimate game changer. Maybe you're at a crossroads right now. Maybe you're considering making a small change, medium change, maybe a huge change. Maybe you're thinking about adopting the carnivore diet, as I have for the 39th day. Maybe you're thinking about putting down alcohol, like I did 9 years, 3 months ago. The second you take that half step forward, the voices begin, don't they? Why would you do that? Well, that's extreme. Come on, live a little. You're overthinking it. Just relax. Suddenly you hesitate. You start questioning yourself. You start shrinking back into that comfort that you were just trying to escape. That ends today. No better time than now. No better time than today. Because today we're going to what? Flip that script. We're going to talk about how to break free from your limiting beliefs, how to raise your standards, how to stop living a life dictated by what other people think. Let's reflect back, shall we? All the way back to childhood and the lies that we've been told our entire lives. From the time we're kids, we are conditioned to seek approval, to listen to authority, to fit in. In some cases, it's absolutely necessary. When we're young, we rely on guidance. But at some point, that conditioning stops being useful and starts becoming a prison. How many times in your life have you stopped yourself from doing something you knew was right for you because of what someone else might think? I'm going to repeat that question. How many times in your life have you stopped yourself from doing something you knew was right for you because of what someone else might think? You wanted to start a business, but you're worried you'd be judged if you failed and laughed at. You wanted to get in shape, but you didn't want your friends to think of you as, oh, you're just too into fitness and don't want to hang with us, don't want to party. You wanted to quit drinking, but you were afraid of being the odd one out. This mindset keeps people stuck forever. You have to understand that most people live in fear. fear of change, fear of judgment, fear of standing out. When they see that they're trying to break free, they feel threatened. The people around them feel threatened. So what do? The people around you, they laugh, they mock, they tell you that you're crazy. Not because you're wrong. Oh, no. But because your decision is forcing them to look in the mirror. You put the alcohol down with a group of friends that you're constantly drinking alcohol with, it is a sharp laser of light right into their soul. Of course, that's the right thing to do. But my God, they'll mock you till the cows come home because you're forcing them to take a stone cold look at themselves and the fact that they're controlled by their relationship with alcohol. If you're waiting for permission to take control, stop. It's not coming. No one's going to give you permission. The only person that can is you. Okay, I know it's hard. We got to break through the psychological dependence of needing other people's approval. Now, one of the most common things I hear when people defend their bad habits. Oh, everything's a trade-off. YOLO. It's a trade-off. Everything's a trade-off. And they're absolutely right. Okay? But most people that say that aren't actually thinking about what they're trading. This YOLO nonsense. You're right. You only live once. So let's go the opposite way with it. Let's preserve that. Let's cherish that instead of, I could just do it again. Who cares? Well, let me tell you who cares. Everybody cares. When's the last time you were at a wake? There's a room full of people that are looking death right in the face. And it's funny. It's amazing how quickly people care. Nobody wants to be the one in that casket, in spite of all the fun and games that they try to project in their everyday life. The trade-off is when you drink, you're trading what? Days and years of your life every single time. You are trading clarity, energy, control, physical atrophy, everything. Period. You drink for the next 10 years, you are shortening your life. That's just a fact. How long? How much? I don't know. What I do know is that your lifespan would be extended when the Grim Reaper comes had you given up alcohol right now. When you eat garbage food, you're trading what? Again, long-term health for a few seconds of dopamine. When you let yourself slack on your goals, you're trading your potential for short-term comfort, for instant gratification instead of delayed gratification. Okay? Now, death is something nobody wants to talk about, but if you could trade anything to just have one more year, when your time comes of a healthy, strong, vibrant life, come on. Everybody would trade anything for that. Not just existing in a hospital bed, but actually living. Every day, people are throwing that future away for something as meaningless as sugar highs or nights out drinking over and over and over and over again. Are you trading temporary discomfort for long-term power, discipline, and freedom? Are you trading away years of your life for short-term pleasure? The choice, my friends, is yours. I was terrified of putting down alcohol over 9 years ago. Of course I was. Society told me alcohol was normal. My friends all drink. I mean, was I going to fit in? How would I function? I've been drinking for so long, but I knew there was something inside of me. I had to just say, Casey, this is going to go against everything and everyone. We have to do this for ourselves. I had to trust myself. Now, mental clarity, emotional control, discipline, authentic relationships based on real connection, physical health, energy, and the most important, just total liberation. I don't need alcohol for anything, not for Christmas parties, not for birthday parties, not for 4th of July, not for happy hour, not for the weekends, for nothing. Had I let the fear control me, I'd never experience any of these things. And neither will you until you make the choice, the decision to break free. So take a look around you. Look at your relationships. Look at your career. Look at your health. Look at your finances, okay? Take a really good look. Everything you see, the good, the bad, the in between. Everything you see is a direct reflection of the choices you've made in your life up to this point. Now, depending on what you're seeing, that may or may not be a hard pill to swallow. It's easy to point the finger, easy to blame the circumstances, to point the finger at other people or at things that seem beyond our control. And I totally get it. Sometimes life throws us curveballs that we can't predict, but here's the truth. The power to change your life is in your hands alone. And it starts by making different choices at the smallest level. If you want a different outcome, you've got to make different choices, right? How many times have we all looked in the mirror, naked and gone, oh, ah, ah. But 3 months later, it's just the same or maybe a little bit worse because we continue just to do the same things. You want better health? We have to choose better food, period. Better exercise, better habits. You want better relationships? Well, we have to start choosing respect. We have to start choosing boundaries and communication. You want financial freedom? You have to start choosing to spend less, invest more, and learn to manage your money wisely. Everything in life, it's amazing, the simplicity of it all. It boils down to choice. Every single day, just choices. You're choosing how you show up in the world every day, every decision, no matter how small, and it's shaping your future. Same behaviors, same habits, same mindset. Can't expect things to magically change. You want to be more disciplined? You must choose discipline every day. If you want to be healthier, you've got to choose the foods. You've got to choose to quit habits. So we have to choose to walk away from things, from people. Okay? If it doesn't align with the direction that you want your life to go in, life will continue. It's relentless. It is a relentless beast. It'll continue to give you the same results until you make the choice of changing. It's not about motivation. Okay? Motivation's good, but it fades, as we know. It's not about your circumstances. It's about the choices you're making every day. Stop waiting for life to change for you. All right. Now, as we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with something that could change the course of your life if you truly internalize it. The power of anything you want to do, any change you want to make is in your hands right now in this very moment. Every single second, every moment is a choice. It's a choice to step into a new version of yourself, choice to create the best life you could ever imagine. So maybe it's been your entire life. People have told you you're not good enough. Maybe they've told you you're not beautiful enough. You're not smart enough. Believe me, I know what it's like to be beaten down and told how much of a total disappointment you are. I know the feeling. You'll never succeed. Anything you're passionate about is a total joke. I've heard it. I understand it. Many of you can relate to those voices of doubt that come from others, or even worse, they become the voices of doubt within your own mind. Let's end that today together. Okay, like me, perhaps you've been told not strong enough to break free from your habits. Maybe people have told you you'll never stick to your new lifestyle or challenge. They'll laugh at you. You're going to fail. You're just going to fail like you always have many, many times before. Perhaps people have doubted your ability to transform yourself in a meaningful way. Let them doubt. That ends today. You get to look in the mirror, decide who are you going to be from here on out. Will you be the person who's listened to the past, to the naysayers, to the people who've tried to define you? Or will you break free and be the person that looks beyond these voices and taking true ownership of you and your life? The real power is in that choice, and that choice is in your hands, my friends. You're still holding that pen, right? And start writing that beautiful story however the heck you want to write it, baby. Let's go. So make that decision today, baby. Let's do it together. I hope this episode has sparked something within you. Please like, share, subscribe, all right, with your friends, your family, anyone who might need to hear this message. Finally, I want to hear from you. Tell me about your journey. What decisions are you making? What fears are you overcoming? What are you doing to transform your life? I'm totally invested. I'd love to feature your comments and feedback in next week's episode. So Thank you so much for tuning in. Can't wait to talk to you again next week with a whole other list of updates. Until then, remember, your best, it's yet to come. It's still in your hands. So take the road less traveled, get uncomfortable, eat your red meat, and we'll talk next week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.